Rose Stewart woke up from a strange rustling sound. In the dead of night, in complete silence, this sound seemed deafening. She opened her eyes slightly, trying to understand if it was just a dream. But no, someone was standing in the room. A dark silhouette nebustled over her, and before she could scream, cold metal kusnulsa her throat. Not a sound, the stranger whispered. Otherwise, you'll die. Her heart began to beat wildly. Ice ran through her veins. The man, tall, wiry, with a hard gaze, clearly had no intention of just leaving. Rose didn't know how he had gotten into her house, but right now it didn't matter. Over the next 5 hours, her world turned into a nightmare. He was ruthless. He beat her, raped her, broke her body and spirit. Twice she lost consciousness, and when she came to, she tried to realize that she was still alive. But even through fear and pain, she understood. If she didn't figure out how to outsmart him, she wouldn't see the morning. When another wave of pain was replaced by a momentary respite, Rose did something that might have seemed madness. She looked into her tormentor's eyes without flinching. Then she smiled. "You're strong," she exhaled, running her fingers over his shoulder. "I like it." Carter froze. Surprise flashed in his eyes. Rose took the next step. She got up, ignoring the pain in her exhausted body, and touched his face. And then she kissed him. This was clearly not what he expected. The tension in his body relaxed. For a few moments, he turned not into a monster, but into a man taken by surprise. Taking advantage of the moment, she whispered, "You won't kill me, will you?" Seconds dragged on painfully long, but then he got up, took his things, and left the house. The door closed behind him, leaving only emptiness and horror absorbed into the walls. When he was gone, Rose didn't hesitate. She ran out of the house, sobbing and bleeding, and knocked on the neighbor's door. The man, seeing her condition, immediately called the police. Her nightmare was over, but a new path began, the path of fighting for justice. A few weeks later, the police arrested Dean Carter, a serial rapist and murderer who had already taken the lives of at least 5 women. And it was Rose's testimony that helped prosecutors secure his conviction, the death penalty. But for her, this was not just a story about a trial. It was a story of survival, about how one decision, one desperate pretense, saved her life. Rose Stewart will never forget that night, but she remained alive. She won. Carter didn't even try to hide from the police. In the same year, he was sentenced to death, but according to American laws, criminals are kept in custody for a long time. Rose Stewart herself is an active participant in the anti-death penalty movement, and to the surprise of the families of the victims, Rose Stewart asked the court to commute the sentence to life imprisonment. She explained that her faith did not allow her to be involved in the killing of another person, even though he was guilty of the death of innocent women. This forces Stewart to be torn between her belief that the death penalty is an incorrect decision in any case, and her personal understanding of the pain of other victims of this man. Carter has been in prison since December 20th, 1984. He is still awaiting execution of the sentence with which he does not agree. Having access to the internet, Carter set up a personal website where he discusses the structure of the American justice system and explains why he should be released, especially since his surviving victim is speaking out in favor of it. In any case, Rose behaved bravely, managing to think up a plan to divert the killer's attention and implement it. This gave her a chance to save not only her life, but also those who might become new victims months and even years later if Carter had not been caught.